that element that is important as the stepping stone gets missing. The element I'm talking about is it's this idea of being able to celebrate the invisible, being able to celebrate yourself in the invisible, a way of you feeding, supporting, elevating your core self, your true state, your core essence, your divinity within, the direct access to the essence, the energy that brings you life, that brings you joy, that makes you vibrate in a way where you create impact. Celebrating the invisible. It feels easier and it feels more acceptable to celebrate the visible. You received a certificate, you graduated, you received a trophy, you received accolades. Yeah, and you make the post and you share the things and it's visible, it's something tangible, it's something that we can hop on board and congratulate. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is beautiful. This is acceptable. This is community. And there's real progress happening within. There's real growth happening within. There's real release, real elevation, real expansion happening within. That there's no trophy, there's no certificate, there's no visible, in many cases, accolades to where the community can join in. It's not visible, it's not tangible, and so you don't get the support, which for the human body, for the mind, serves as confirmation, right? Serves as the affirmation of the victory so that you can, okay, take it and move to the next step and to the next step, right? It's something that happens within. And oftentimes what we're elevating from or healing from feels embarrassing even to share. Shame or competition or something, whatever it is, a shadow part of ourselves. And so that element that is important as the stepping stone gets missing. The element I'm talking about is celebrating. This element brings in the core element of joy, of bliss, of self-love, of self-appreciation, which has sometimes been looked on as negative, as evil. When the very definition in the dictionary of confidence is the ability to have self-appreciation of your qualities and of your capabilities. And so one of the ways that we get to boost our self-confidence within, that we get to boost our core self, our core essence within, is the aspect of celebration. For some people, that's physical. For some people, that's getting yourself something nice or something you've always wanted. For some people, and let me just make it plain because it feels super simple and it feels super corny, and yet it is extremely powerful. We came here to this earth with that desire. That's why babies will say to their mom, look at me, look at me. They done flipped 1,000 times. Parents sound off. They done flipped 1,000 times. And yet they're like, look at me, right? We came here with the desire to be confirmed and affirmed in our elevation. But there are things that you have elevated from that are invisible. There are, levels and stages of fear that you have graduated, you have elevated from. Levels and stages of coming out in public, doing lives, putting yourself out there with your offer, getting, it's the getting the raise. Oh yeah, that gets to be applauded. But the fear, the self-judgment, the self-criticism, the other things that you already gained victory over, to even be able to go for the raise, that deserves celebration in itself. This environment is calling for your core essence, your power within, your direct access to your divinity. And one of the ways we stay connected to that is bliss and joy. And one of the ways to boost that in your life is to celebrate the invisible. Things that you are overcoming, that you are healing from, that you are expanding out of, that you are becoming free from, that no one will ever see. It deserves to be celebrated. So let me finish the statement. Celebrating the invisible creates an energy of invincibility. And so I like to look up words. Y'all know I'm a wordsmith. I love to look up words, right? And I remember in the Goddess Collective, one of our goddesses said, okay, well, what's invincibility? Because invincibility is a part of core state. It's right. It's a part of the true self, the divine within, the source within you, right? Invincibility. So dictionary meaning too powerful, that word TOO, too powerful to be defeated or overcome. Come on. I explained it in the collective in that this is a word that is often attributed to teenagers. They have a quality of invincibility. That's the quality that they access to do things that we typically consider stupid, right? Very risky, very on edge, right? Playing with death, we usually say, right? Yeah, this is the quality of the aspect of invincibility, too powerful to be defeated or overcome. You know, they have the thought, it ain't gonna happen to me, right? And so we think, oh, that's so stupid, it's too risky, you know, it's so dangerous. But it is the quality that they actually need in that stage of life to take risks, to expand, to grow, to fail. Failing has got a bad rap, but failing is what we need to grow, to learn, to move forward. Failing brings lessons that would never come otherwise. Failing gives us true humility, not false humility that we have been fed from culture and some organized religions and things. No. Failing gives the humility in that, oh yeah, I'm human. Oh yeah, I can make a mistake. I can laugh at myself and it's okay. And I don't need to die. I don't need to hide. I don't need to have shame. I don't need to feel like I am a failure because I fell. So we actually need things in our lives where we can make a mistake, make a misstep, laugh at ourselves, enjoy the process. Oh, John and I, my oldest son, we were talking about the lost art of enjoying the process, because technology has made results so accessible. Celebrating the invisible, the victories, the elevations, the growth, the overcoming, the healing that nobody sees. Celebrating that creates an energy of invincibility, because you're overcoming in ways that nobody sees. And so you understand how powerful you really are. You are creating, regenerating that memory within your cells. I get to celebrate these big victories even when nobody sees, even when and if people are only seeing the missteps, the misspellings, the live that I put up last Monday that had no sound, right? And like, you know, all the criticism, the judgments, and all the things. We know the victories that are happening within, the achievements, the growth, the expansions, the elevations. We know. And so we get to celebrate and we get to allow that to be enough. And so that gets to boost the energy of invincibility. It gets to help create that I can go out there and I can continue to show up and I can continue to spread life and light and joy and love and give back to the collective in my purpose and in my gifting, no matter what else is going on out there. This truly is invincibility. And it's a core quality. It's a core element. It's a core energy that we came here with. It's a core energy. It's where we get back to core self. The last bit I think I want to share is that it's not just a one-time thing. And celebrating, you know, the invisible looks like whatever you want it to look like. Right? It looks like drinking out of your favorite cup in the evening. It looks like literally like, awesome, Latoya. Literally, it looks like I'm treating myself to walking by the ocean today, or literally it looks like dancing in the mirror. I do that very often, very often. I go dance in the mirror and I celebrate. I celebrate. And as I shared with the major that time, there will be periods in your life where no one will celebrate you. And it isn't necessarily because you're a failure, because there isn't even any such thing as failure, right? It isn't necessarily because they consider you or judge you as a failure. It isn't necessarily because you've made so many mistakes. It isn't necessarily because you're not good at what you do. Sometimes it's jealousy. Sometimes it's rivalry. Sometimes it's competition. Sometimes it's resentment. Sometimes it's envy. Sometimes it's cultural. Sometimes it's belief and dogma and stigmatism. Sometimes it's racism, it's genderism, sometimes it's surprise. There are many reasons why there might be a period of your life where you are not being celebrated. And it's perfectly okay. And there will be there are times in your life where you're hella celebrated. It is not the external celebration that brings the energy and the quality and the core state of invincibility. It is your appreciation and love and understanding of yourself, of your own victory, of your own achievements and accomplishments, the invisible ones especially, because those are the ones that actually propel you forward and create the grounding, the groundwork that will hold you when the ground is shaking as you create earthquakes. And I know you, and if you're in my field, you are here to create earthquakes. So thank you for allowing me to speak into your life today.